5. All right, cool. We're here. All right, we're back, and then I want everybody to welcome my next guest. He's allegedly Adam. We'll find out if he is Adam. Maybe we'll see.
Allegedly.
So I'm just gonna call him Adam for now, but we don't know, right? All right. So other than I just told him your name, who are you? What's your call sign? What org do you fly for, if any?
Yeah, I'm allegedly Adam. My name is actually Adam. You can call me Adam. Fly for Shadow Moses these days.
Nice. Okay. My name is not actually Swayze, but you call me that for sure. That's cool. So how did you discover Star Citizen?
Yeah, I think I saw a YouTube video or something about it a long time ago. I remember seeing the Reclaimer specifically. And like the video was like showcasing the detail in the Reclaimer and how big it was. It looked really cool. So I ended up getting a starter pack, and I played 4 or 5 hours, and then didn't touch the game again for a couple of years. I ended up picking it up in 323. It would have been like early 2023. Picked the game up again because I was going through flight school in real life, and had some extra time on my hands, was bored with the other games that were out there, and it looked fun, so I went and played. Yeah.
That's awesome, because I've watched you play before, so it's like I trust you flying me on a big airplane. And another is Silver Shades is a pilot too, right? So yeah, and I don't know, but it's like it's really cool. 2 different things, right? But if you're as good flying a real one as you are in the game, people are gonna be just fine. Maybe even in combat, right? No, that's cool. So I think mine was same like YouTube video, and I think it was 890 jump. Somebody was like flexing with one, and I was like, "What is this?" Yeah. That was probably a couple years before I even played or got it. Right, I just seen it. Right? All right.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I was just blown away by the detail, right, and the depth of just that one. It's just one ship in this random space game, but like the level of detail and the level of like care that they went through to, like what the art team went through to make that ship, it was crazy to me. I'd never seen anything like it.
Right. I think like I'd agree. When I first got it, I had a girlfriend, and she walked by when I was playing it, and she was like, "What movie are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, that's bad." And you know what I mean? So it was like, that looks good. Yeah. I mean, she had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm still to this day just blown away by we complain about scope creep in Star Citizen and how it's never going to be finished, but dude, it's incredible what they've made so far.
I agree, 100%. I mean, like you said, if it is just like a ship, you and your ship, but it could be so much more, and it's like the game can look as beautiful as your computer can handle, right?
Yep.
I don't think you touched on this one, but what? Okay, yeah, you did. The YouTube video was kind of what got you into it, right?
Yeah.
I would say what got you into PvP exactly. Once you got past that.
Yeah, so I was a full blown salvage bob for a long time.
With the stink bird, like the vulture, right? That's tight.
Yeah. I was a vulture bob, and then I was a reclaimer bob. I had to fly the ship that got me into the game, and I did that. That was probably late 2022. I ended up getting into PvP probably early 2023, and basically the story was I was hauling RMC from Rappel, right, back in the 323. And got pirated, and I was like, man, that was cool as fuck. Like, it sucks that I lost this load, but man, that was so cool. I want to do that. Ended up joining Iron Point and started PvP over there.
That's tight. You're like, clapping cheeks looks fun too, right? We're check that out.
Yeah. I was tired of being the professional victim. I wanted to be the professional criminal.
I literally, like, my brother gave me his account when he got married, so I jumped into this, and then, like, was in a week before I met, like, Zim and Drekkie and Free Flight, and it's like, in that week, I just did, like, Free Flight, basically, right? But when I first got into PU and, like, shot that dude in the butt with the 50 cal I was telling you about, right? But I think that was the same day it was like Silver Shades and like Backpack Nuke. Some people have been playing for a while, and they're like, fly us, and I was like, I barely even flown an Aurora, but I'll do. I just got noticed probably because I was trying to knife fight in the whatever, I don't even know. But flying that was stressful too, and like so. But it was like I've had more problems with like quantum, you know, in the PU. I get like quantum interdicted, or trying to jump quantum and stuff. And then like being in this flight model, usually when you're in the PU now, you'll jump into a group of people, right? So gotta worry about that too.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
I was never a Bob, is what I think I was trying to tell you. That I missed out on some of that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that like are out there that know me from the PvP community, they see me a lot, and specifically Squadron Battle. I play a lot of Squadron Battle. But the PU kind of has this level of like uncertainty about everything that it can make things really exciting. I kind of miss the days when the PU felt more uncertain.
Well, I mean, other than the elevators.
Everything tense.
Yes, for sure. So like I bet like back, well, the other flight model everybody talks about, right? I really don't even know it, but like maybe had it for like a couple of weeks. So nothing really, but it's like watching the old videos of that, it's like people like you guys could probably tear apart a whole org, you know, and like we don't have that now, but we have the more of like you need a team, you know, but it's always cool to listen to how people got into PvP, especially in this community where there's so like a line drawn between people that like it and people that hate it, right?
Yeah, I've never played a game where it's so so black and white on PvP. I'm very used to communities being, oh yeah, PvP exists. It may not be my favorite, but that's some people's shtick. You know, that being the vast majority of the community. Whereas Star Citizen, it really feels like you've got either the like die-hard PvPers or you have the die-hard anti-PvPers, and there's no middle ground.
So true. It's like when people are in a Call of Duty or something, everybody knows the team's going to lose, but in Star Citizen, if you interrupt the wrong person doing what they do, they take it personal that you ruin their trading trip or something, and it's like not like the normal kind of salt or hate that you see when like you stomp somebody in Madden or whatever, but like in this one they're like, I hope you burn in hell, Griefin, and they'll call you a name, and you're like, all right, you too. But it's like you could definitely see some fire across each side of that line, right? You know?
Yeah. I used to have a saying that I'd say all the time, and it was, I've never been called a slur by a griefer. That's since been proven untrue, but for the most of the time, that is the truth.
Yeah, it's usually the Bobs that are saying stuff that hurts, right?
Yeah.
I got my first salt from I can't even remember. I posted, but I accidentally like did at everybody in Black Fleet, right? And I was like it told everybody about it, but it was like something stupid, like you're an asshole or something. And I was like so proud.
Yeah.
Like,
I think my proudest salt was I pirated a guy. This was early on to me pirating. Pirated a guy who was flying around a Hall C, and he got so mad he added me as a friend and then followed me around for 2 weeks, joining every server I joined into.
Ouch.
And would just like blow up global chat. yelling at
his
me.
real life family knew about you. They're like, this guy, Adam, we don't know what's his name, but we're going to kill him.
I'm sure his therapist has heard about me.
Yeah, she's like, you need to not take it so personal. He's like, I'll kill you too. No, yeah, so it's like, it's kind of cool, like, if you don't care. Like, I mean, if you're just a normal, chill person, it's like, it is a PvP game, so. So, like, when you get clapped and they're like, oh, they're all mad about it, just makes it funnier for, like, content or for, like, your friends to see. But it's like, you don't have to call, like, this is for is, like, we're going to see that everybody's nice and cool, like, really awesome nerds, right? And not so much, like, what we've been called probably in the chat thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because Bob's they're mean.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've been on both sides of it, right? Like, I've been pirated. I've been griefed before. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's not super fun, but at the end of the day, like, it's a game, and those people are going to play the game however they want to play it. And your safety is your own responsibility, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's like Adam got good, so it's like try to pirate him now, and then in his group that he's in, there's like good luck on that. So it's like there are ways to improve your gameplay or there are numerous ways. So
Yeah, for sure. That was honestly why I got into PvP. Was I got into a big PvP fight with Iron Point back in the day, and just felt useless. Felt like I wasn't doing anything, and I didn't want to feel like that again. So that's when I started really grinding and trying to get good.
Right. It's like soldier, air support, maybe dropship pilot, which is what I want to do when I get older, right? But and then like bombers or whatever you have to do. Those are like that makes you feel good. If you're like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're like the box dude, and then the whole air support just gets wiped out, and they're like, and you're just like, the boxes are good down here. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the boxes. I've done them for fun. I'm just saying that sometimes when stuff's going like that, certain people take it different, right? And then get good, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because like this PU scary alone, like I'll tell I've never been a Bob, so it's like I could be taken out by invisible asteroids. Bob's ramming me. Like you kill one, they come back in a bigger ship, kill them, come back until they get to like an Idris, and then ram you. But it's fine. Just as dangerous. Tell them like it's just as dangerous playing the game with a full whole seat than ever meeting like a pirate org or something, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a million ways to die in Star Citizen, and only only a quarter of those are because of another player, right?
Right. Yeah,
I've probably died to elevators more times than I've died to other players. Yeah, since 4.0.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Or like flying. I've had to like kill myself maybe rarely, but like when I do, it's because I was walking, get bumped by a friend that you're in the on the ground with, and they bump you into a wall and you just fucked, right? But still the best and beautiful game no matter what, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the promise is there, right? Like the potential is there. I've never seen a game with the kind of potential that Star Citizen has. It's a game that I could see myself playing for another decade.
Yeah, it's like Eve. It's like that's a good idea, but let's make it like the Grand Theft Auto with Eve if they had a baby, right? And you throw in a couple other stuff because. I mean, low key that doesn't get a lot of appreciation is the FPS. Some of the top like feet dudes that kill in this game. It might be more competitive. I'm not saying more competitive. It could be a better FPS experience than like a Call of Duty, because there's two different. Call of Duty is just like run, find a team and kill them. And in Star Citizen, that it takes more than that. If a team has what's it called, the executive hangar held down and your team trying to go inside, it's not just run in there, right? So it's like I'm not going to talk too much about the FPS because I do not touch FPS, never have. It's never been my thing in Star Citizen. They really just need to do some quality of life and passes to FPS. The last time that I did anything FPS was like 6 months ago, and I tried to
bedpan myself and ended up throwing my gun on the ground. And I was like, yeah, this is a bad experience.
That's what I do
with this.
I throw the I'll get clipped by like somebody moving a box or something. This is when I get out of it. Like you said, like we didn't spend time or even like what being a PvP dude to get out and be the weakest link on a ground team. Right? I do like to go and like be there and like watch them do it because it's really cool watching people work together and stuff. But usually, unless somebody gets clapped or they need me down there, it's like I'll just stay up in here, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's really cool watching them because I like to be like, if sometimes I'll go with not a lot of people in Black Fleet are playing nobody besides me and Dino, but it's like you'll see these Bob Orgs or whatever that we'll go with, and they're like have like a 6-man team, and they're like left, right. That's really cool, right? I'm not saying that. I won't get clapped if some shit hits the ground right now, right?
yeah, right. No, look, like I think that's the beauty of Star Citizen, right? Is the options. Everybody can kind of play their own way, and sure, like some ways to play are more effective or more important right now than other ones, but I don't think that's always going to be the case. And you see the effort that they're putting into changing that. I'm just excited for what's coming in Star Citizen.
Me too.
I think this game's going to be incredible in another 2 or 3 years.
And it's evolving more into more of a team. I mean, back in you guys, the old flight model, you guys could just like everybody in Black Fleet, they just stomp everybody out, all the whole Bob org, right? And it's like now it's not the same. So it's like you could get yourself caught in 1 versus 5, and if they have enough experience of flying as Bobs, like miners or whatever, they stick together and they could mess any high level person up. Just so that's more like, hey, you need a team, and so and a lot of people probably got in these orgs not only to learn but to for the teamwork. So I think that's going to be. You just don't need like you and like Virgil or something to go out and just wipe out a whole server anymore. You might need more teammates, so it's actually kind of more viable, and the more even teamwork makes the dream work. It's so cool, right? So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, I am full bore. I'm a team fighter. I'm not a duelist. If you're beating me in duels, like that's sweet, good for you. I think I'm a pretty good duelist, but I'm all about the team fights.
Yeah,
and that's
Sparrow,
what
good for
I
you.
Practice and I work on. And yeah, I mean, I didn't play old flight model really either. I played a little bit, but I didn't really PvP in it. I got into PvP in master modes. So I don't really, I can't say for sure what old flight model is like.
Cool. No, so we're like equal in that because
yeah. What I can say is that, sure, you might not be able to run like 1v20, right? But against most people in the PU, I feel pretty confident running like a 1v8 to a 1v10, somewhere around there. And once you get that second person, once that becomes a 2vx, it's incredible what you can do. Team fighting in master modes is so good, and I think it's really, really fun. Has a lot of depth to it.
Preach it.
I think that's something that a lot of people have a lot of things to say about master modes, about how boring dueling is, or how restricted flight feels. That's fine.
They'll quit the game because of it, right?
Yeah, sure, dueling in master modes is not the greatest. I don't really enjoy dueling all that much, but dude, the team fights are incredible. And from my understanding, from what I've seen, from watching old videos of the old flight model, we've never had anything like this as far as team fighting is concerned. Like, we've never had good, coordinated team fights like we do now.
Dude, it's like a lot of people in Black Fleet aren't playing because they're mad about the flight model, and it's like I can merge into somebody's mama's purse like on a dime, and if I just had people with me, I can merge right into a group of Bobs, but perfect. So it's like and then people that are trained like that and fly, it's like we all 4 will fall in their purses, you know what I'm saying? Like If
Yeah.
and I know that they got into an org not just to be the 1v1 champ, maybe, right? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I love team fights more than 1v1. I'm not saying I love it more. I love teamwork. I like killing too, but it's like 2v2s are super fun, right? And even like 3v, yeah, I like a team for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like it's good now, yeah. So you can imagine when it's all, or when you have like a full team, it's like right now still I can still go in the PU and usually be just fine with anybody. Like I'm not against like a Shadow Moses group or like a bunch of like 57 AVS guys that are together, right, or anything. But like with most bobs and stuff, I could either kill them or not die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like chafing. So that's all good. But 3 other people, and it's like we wouldn't have to chafe and run when somebody brings I guess it's like a Perseus after the fucking the Connie or the Cuddy, the Connie. They bring that, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And there's definitely something to be said for numbers, right? Like numbers are very important in master modes, but like at the same time, there's plenty of skill ceiling in team fighting to be winning, heavily outnumbered fights, even against other PvP orgs. At Shadow Moses, we've had tons of fights where we've been 10 to 15 guys versus 30 to 40 from other PvP orgs, and been able to pull out the wins. It's just incredibly it's incredibly deep mechanically, team fighting, and I just don't know that there's enough appreciation for what we have on that side of the flight model in the PvP community.
I'm with you on that. And it's like the other night, since a lot of people in Black Fleet aren't playing, or most of them besides me and Dino Teeth. Shout out to Dino Teeth if he listens. He probably don't. So it's like, like on that part, it's like it's always better to have numbers, right? Too, but it's I was like usually go in the PU by myself and like maybe do like a bounty. I'm not a cop or nothing, but it's like or just do the stuff for the gang, like headhunters and stuff, just to have fun, right? If nobody's on, because if not, I would be like covering the air, right? If I have nobody to cover, just creep it. But the other night I seen Sparrow was online, Ecliptic Sparrow, and Dino Teeth and Lord Admiral Chad were in the Discord or whatever. And and people that know PvP will know that those are all like top people, and they're from different org stuff too, right? And I was like, you guys, we should go in the PU for a little bit. You guys want to go with me or whatever? And I'll just call out the server or whatever and just be like, come get us, we're bad. Or I'll tell them to come get Sparrow. And we went in for like an hour, and it was just like, I don't even know if we had to repair, right? And it's just like, so that's for 4 different groups basically, right? And it's like just friends outside of like an org or whatever, and went there and was just with 4 and not being like, not flying together every day or nothing. And it was so fun, like laughing and like, Sparrow's been a bad bird, come get him, take him to jail, and it's like Sparrow's like, I'll go get a crime stat and have him come get me. It's like perfect, right? Because he barely even needs help anyway, right? So it's like nice. And you can just imagine that these bobs that don't know anything about PvP will come in and they would bring 2 people get smacked, and then like 3 or 4 smacked, and then they wouldn't come back. But it's like they were probably all mad, but have no idea that they were just getting smacked up by like some of the best people in the game. And I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about them, right? And so it's like they had no idea. If they'll listen, they'll hear some of these, they will. But until then, they're just 4 strange. They wonder what org those dudes are in or whatever, and they have no idea that. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah,
that's been that's a really cool thing. Is like you don't know what you're gonna get in the PU when you show up to a fight.
Exactly.
And some of my favorite times in PU fights have been like, fighting randoms, and then all of a sudden, like some guys that I actually know show up to come fight because they happen to be hanging out or whatever, and just running into like my buddies, right? And we fight, and I'll kill them or they'll kill me, and we're all laughing about it, having a good time. Like that's the best times in the PU.
For sure. Like one time there was that you know, when they were real big above like Gaymar and stuff, they were doing those floating things, right? And there was people trying to loot. So I was like, I got on by myself one time. I was like, I'm just gonna cruise over and see if there's somebody there. Maybe there's people there trying to fight. I'll just fight a couple or whatever. And I cruise over and like, you know, I fly by or whatever, and I jump in and I see this. I just see the ship getting lit up. I already know what it is, but I just see like, you know, flashing lasers or whatever. And I was like, oh, dude, somebody's getting lit. And I started getting I'm in an arrow, and I started getting closer, and I'm like, and when the name pops up, I'm like, that's Viper. Like, he's in Blackfleet, right? I was like, what the heck? So I just see like a big ship. I think it might have been like a Vanguard or something, and just getting lit up by like 6 bobs, right? And he didn't even know that I was there. Like, I probably jumped on in his game or something. Went in there and just chafed everybody. Boom, 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 boom with the arrow, right? And then started shooting one. Shot at another one, and like then took off, and they were all chasing me, and he jumped out. And I think I jumped out like red or whatever. And he was like, "What? How did you see?" I was like, "Dude, that was totally random. Like, I had no idea that was you until I was enough to see your name." And he was like with his Bob Org friends. He was like, "Saved all your lives by chance, right? Like, who knows? I just jumped here out of a whim, right?" So that's really cool.
It's funny. I actually got to meet Viper at the Tampa Bar Citizen.
In person.
That's not that long ago. Yeah. Me and him had some beers together. It's a good dude.
Out. That's what's up. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Shout out Viper.
To see him, he's just getting rolled by these bobs and just lighting his ship up, and I could just boom, boom. He thought it was cool. I think he came back in his ship and clapped them all, but it was like at the time he was trying to show his bob friends the platform and just was getting caught up, right?
Yeah, so, yeah. It happens.
Happens, dude. I'll die for him. I tell him I don't even, I'll just because we rep the same gang is all it's about. But I'm not getting butthurt if they would have clapped him before I got to him, right? Just been like, good fights.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we do in the SM every once in a while is Thumb will pull out some random stupid shit, and we'll all get in the turrets. We've been doing the Stream Lancer. It's got a Star Lancer attack that we'll all turret up, and we'll put a Fury in the bay and have a Mantis with us, and just go try to find some PvP.
The Star Lancer Mac, because it's a Mac battery, right?
Yeah, that thing is sick, by the way. Star Lancer attack meta.
The other night I was gonna stream on Twitch. I was like, I don't know what to do, so I was like, I hit up I have some friends that are Bobs. I was like, I'm gonna stream. Let me roll with or whatever. And they're all, cool, we got a hammerhead. And I jumped into like the Bob's fully crewed hammerhead, right? As they went around just like, why do we have they're like, who got a crime stat? What's wrong? They don't even know, right? And they're just like shredding people. And I'm in the turret gun, and I had so much fun, dude. I was like, the guys are funny.
Yeah, that's a great time, dude. Like, that's really where... So... As PvPers, right? We're always like, everybody always thinks of us as always flying the meta ships, and always training, or some people think of us as always griefing, and that's great, right? Like, improving yourself, getting better, learning new skills, right? That's what keeps me in the game. But man, it is so great to just hang out with your friends, just fuck around on something stupid for a while. Like, it's the most fun you can have.
So fun. And then like people watching, even like if you like to do that anyway, like you're just like just like setting at a mall or something, just people, you're just like, oh look, whatever, people watchers. But if you do it like sitting on that turret and seeing these Bobs that are like in an org, right, and they're like friends and all that stuff, and watching them like laugh and like just be. When I thought at first, I was like, I'll probably never hang out with anybody else besides like my PvP group or PvP people. And it's like, now that after I've got, it's not so much new to the game, it's like that those moments are cool too, because they sometimes have no idea what they're doing, and they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
We're all aware. We're like, you got a crime stat for shooting that gun in the armistice, and they're like, why are we getting shot at by the station? Like, they don't even know, but they were killing people, so that's what I'm saying. Not even PvPers, probably just 7 of them together having fun, right?
Yeah. That's all the game's about, right? And I think that's the big disconnect in the like all PvPers or griefers, that whole part of the community that thinks that like, look, we're just here to play the game and have fun and do what we want to do,
Mm-hmm.
And
we
like
pay to play too, baby.
Yeah, there's nothing evil or sinister about it. Like, we're not psychopaths. We just
we do have the meta ships. Doesn't mean that we fly up. No.
I like watching ships blow up, dude. But
yes,
I'll tell you, I got Vendetros from 388 on this, but the Golem. The mining laser on the Golem has 5,000 sustained DPS.
Jeez.
And you can use it in nav mode.
Dude.
So, it's basically the highest DPS interceptor in the game.
They're all clear the ground, we're going to land. It's like, get the golems. They're all...
Yeah, so like, just having fun fucking around. We'll bring, when I was in Iron Point, we fought the Galactic Order, which is I don't know what to call them. There's some random org, but they had an Idris, and so we brought it was 20 golems. Just shredded the Idris with the golems.
Tight, dude. They're mining us to death.
And to this day, if you ask them about Iron Point, they'll say we're a bunch of exploiters, a bunch of toxic exploiters. It's
a bunch of toxic miners.
We were memeing with golems because the fight wasn't particularly difficult. Like, we were enjoying ourselves. Like,
so tight. I bet you they thought if they ever know that if anybody ever listens to this and know, they're like, damn, they probably thought it was like, that fucking mining org is like sweaty. We need to step up our game because we just got swamped by like a group of miners, right?
Yeah, listen, if you're looking for cap killers out there, go recruit a mining org. They will kill caps for you.
Or buy you and buy enough golems for you and your buddies, even though it's like you still will be buying golems, but other than that,
yeah,
that's tight. They're like, Shadow Moses is here. They're flying a bunch of golems, right? They're all boom. It's tight. All right, so like we stray, but we'll ask you the questions as we go through. Some that I know that people probably want to hear. These are what people want to. These stories are cool, So
yeah,
especially with like the team, and like you said, I like that because it's like in this game it could be up to who's the better team at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm 100%. saying in the game in general because like. Even though Shadow Moses is probably one of the groups you would want to fly golems if that's what you're used to fight, it's like it's just in a general thing. It's like the time that people that play PvP, and it's not like because they want to, right? Put in the time. When people like get nerdy about stuff like that, it's like it shows, right? It doesn't matter if it's a golem or whatever, it shows through.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in it's way more about the pilot than it is about the ship. I promise you, I've got some guys that we could throw them in. We could throw them in, I don't know, Mustangs, and they're gonna mop the floor with even some of the more competitor PvP orgs out in meta ships right now. There is such a high skill level, skill ceiling in Star Citizen. It's just not it's not as high in the duels. It's in the team fights, and that's where the flight model gets really exciting, is in those team fights.
Which arguably, I mean, 1v1s that's their own pony. But because when I was a prospect, we did fight or flight, me and Anzias, and it's like I figured that 4v4 is a whole different fight than 2v2, and 2v2 is a whole different fight than 1v1. And then if you bust that up to like 8 or 12 versus 24, it becomes more than just a group shooting at another group. It becomes maybe more strategic or something, because you want, like, definitely don't want to get certain people in your org, like, we're not going to be like all Dreki's over there with 4-on-1, oh, he has it, and just, there's definitely things, but you know what I'm trying to say. You agree, right?
Yeah. Look, like, team fighting isn't really rocket science. Now there's some, techniques and stuff that you can do that, and different things that you can do to maximize your potential. But really all it is looking at the situation and thinking about a course of action logically. Like, if somebody's shooting at you, you don't want to sit there and get shot at, right? If somebody's flying right in front of you that you don't like,
unless
you
you're
should
into
probably
that
be
thing.
shooting them.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that's all it is, and just finding ways to maximize that, right? But it's, that rabbit hole goes as deep as you want it to go. It will never stop. You will always find more things to maximize, and that's what's so cool to me.
What you'll hear, like, if you're a noob and you're trying to get into one of those, is comms, especially battle comms or whatever, so it's like, that's another thing that, like I said, like you even said too, like, the team fighting is getting more where you're going to need one for sure, right? And then it will be even more, but it's like now even the Bobs are like, we stick together, we're better, not just like two of us or whatever. And when you do that, it's like a shot caller. Like, we had Freedom, which he was a veteran, or he is, not was, but it's like he would always lead, and with comms, and I think that's if you have a Bob Oregon, they're just really good on comms and good about being where they need to be. It's like, it's a dangerous thing, right?
100%. That's the big thing a lot of orgs do wrong, and a lot of Bobs that are flying around don't really know what they're doing. That's what they're doing wrong, is they're too far apart from each other. They're not working together, and that's why, like, when I say I feel pretty confident doing like a 1v8 or 1v10 against random groups I find in the PU, that's why it's possible. It's because they're too spread out, not really working together.
And 100%, it's like, that's where it's like, already when we try to get to the high levels, we can try to, I'm working on it still, but it's people can create space in a tight knife fighting situation. You know what I'm saying? So if you give them just a little bit more space, they will melt you and your homies before you even know, right? It's like, like 100 meters, and it's like that you should be closer if you can. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that could, like you said, that might be all a group lacks, and it might be like the hardest thing for them to learn too, right? Who knows?
100%. I've always said that a duel is mainly a contest of ship control. Who can control their ship, put it where they want to put it, while keeping nose on the enemy the most, right? That's a winning formula for a duel. In a team fight, right, that dueling skill helps, right? That ability, that ship control helps, but it helps in so much of a different way. Like,
right, position is like,
being able to position yourself, put yourself exactly where you need to be in order to make that play. It's so huge. I'll say it, merging and kiting. Merging and kiting are the two things everybody needs to work on in team fights. If you can't merge and you can't kite, you can't team fight.
100%. It's like merge. What would it mean? Like merge into somebody's pocket if you need to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, not just like merge by, but like a merge where you or in your group, or 4 go in, 4 stick, and they don't miss a shot. That's what ideally you would want from anybody, right?
Yeah, of course.
And there's people out there that are getting better at that every day. Groups, that people probably don't even know about. So it's like, it's going to be interesting. It's really fun to know that with all the people that are going to play, and with stuff, more people coming and playing now that's better, they say, right? More people to get good and to learn and to test other people that think they're good, right?
Yeah, it's really cool to see how the PvP community changes over time. When I was getting into PvP, like, PAX was one of the big dogs. They don't really exist anymore. A lot of the orgs...
RAM, huh? Yeah, too.
We'll say a couple of the orgs that were really, really competitive either don't exist or aren't very competitive anymore. But you're seeing these newer groups pop up that are, getting really good really fast and putting a lot of work in. It's cool to see. And I'm interested to see where that kind of development goes in the PvP community.
For sure. I agree 100%. Like, there was not only like a shift in where the game was going, it was a shift in the crowd that was going there, right? Like, what I mean by that is, like, some people have been so put off about what happened. They've like sold their accounts. Not just like, I'm not going to play till it gets better, but they're like, I'm mad at it, right? And the new ones come in that now you can get an Arena Commander. Like, when I first came in as a prospect, you could kind of know that by the time, and like, oh, I know now Rinsler and all his homies are going to be in there, right? Better fight good, right? So it's like, now you could jump in there and get killed by people you don't even have never met if you're not on top of your game, right? Or even heard of.
Yeah. Yep. That's it's kind of funny how that's worked. Like, there's a couple of guys that still play Squadron Battle that have been playing Squadron Battle the whole time that I have been, playing Squadron Battle. But it's not very many of them. Right? Yeah, it's not very many of them. Most of the people in squads these days are either new names or they're old names that just started playing squads again.
Right.
And so it's cool seeing different names. Everybody fights a little different. Everybody flies different things. And honestly, look, we have had single ship metas for all of Star Citizen's history. Ever since the beginning of Star Citizen PvP, there's always been one ship that is just head and shoulders above everything else.
The Herald.
And right? Yeah.
All dick, no balls.
Please give me the Herald in Squadron Battle, please.
Give me a second shield on my arrow, or just give me more paints for the Herald, right? And I'll be fine.
Right now, we have a really diverse meta, and it's been really fun to play around with and figure out. You've got things like the Sandhawk is incredible right now. The Wolf is obviously very good, so is the Arrow. You've got the Buccaneer. I mean, you've got so many different play styles, right, that you can do effectively right now, and it's cool to test. It's cool to try out, and just figure out what's going on, how to make everything work.
Yeah, and before you couldn't fly most of the other ones because they didn't work right or something. So it's like, now that they're available, like I always call it Cuccaneer just because it's funny, but those are fun. It's a fun ship if you like want to role play in the whole, like, I live in Pyro and I'm kind of like like a misfit or whatever, right? You can always role play with like the Bucky's the ultimate kind of light fighter, kind of like any Joe can buy one, right?
Yeah.
And so so it's like I agree with you 100% on that. And so it's like, I fly the Arrow, but it wasn't because it's like I fly the Arrow because I like how it flies, right? Like, just not saying that I'd go into Arena Commander knowing that I could get my Hornet, my F7A out, of course, and I could backstrafe every fool in there and just annihilate them, right? But it's like, of course, that's not. They probably think that we do that. Some mobs are like, oh, that's all he does. But not even, because then other PvP would be like, we're not even going to give you fights if you're going to fucking cheese, right? So, that's the easy thing. So it's like, but getting in an Arrow now and like Squadron Battles and having to stick with the teammate or you get smacked up, right? Like, I love that too. And if you play your cards right and know how to bounce with it a little bit, kind of, the Arrow goes a long way. I love it. Yeah,
I've been... So easily my most flown fighter of the last since it got buffed has been the Arrow. Since they fixed the oversteer on it, it is such a great flying ship right now. It's a lot of fun.
I'm like twitchy. I didn't even know the oversteer. I'll probably fly it now and be like, because I haven't been flying too much. Maybe this thing's slow now, but because I could like and then just roll right, Getting back on the shot was probably the hardest when you were trying to do that, but I mean. I had an idea. I think about staying like 800 meters away, and like I could cheese and just bounce with the Arrow, kind of up and down, like a little bit of a roll up and down. And as long as I could keep them away, like I love when Bobs get like their F7C or something, and I'm in my Arrow, or I'm coming back, right? All right, and then I spank him with the Arrow in the atmosphere, and I didn't really do much, but it's like Or even the F7A, they get real hurt about that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, imagine this thing used to have like 2 shields. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think that about the Buck, dude. Honestly, I've always been a guy who flies only fighters, fighter-tuned ships. It's always all I've flown. I've started flying interceptors fairly recently, and I've gotten pretty good in them.
I'm gonna have to go with you one day. Watch you.
I am shocked that the Buck used to have 2 shields. The Buck with 2 shields would hands down be the best ship in the game.
That would be meta.
It would absolutely be the hard meta, and it wouldn't be close.
See how many F7As that would clap with 2 shields. I mean, I'm saying that, or even the Arrow, if you know how to fly it right. Like, oh, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's crazy. It's cool how the balance changes over time, though. You know, learning different play styles and learning how to use different ships. It's cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, you can't get an Arrow, fly to an event, or like what's it called, a thing that's going on, take out the whole org's air support, then land and then get out and then kill the 4 ground dudes, and then take, what was it called, on Yellow, what was it called, the where everybody would come in and fight for the drugs.
Jumptown?
Yeah. So it's like, you can't just go in there with like just you and your Arrow and stomp everybody out in Jumptown and then just be like, all right, I'm done. That was my up, so I'll just go off now. Now, like you said, it'd be rare if you could just go in like that by yourself now and do it. So some people would be like, I don't like, it's too, I would say like that being, it's more realistic and harder, and it's like that's cool with me. I would rather,
Yeah, I enjoy the challenge because like challenges make you better, and it forces you to learn and improve. Right? If you're just smacking bobs all day, you don't end up getting any better. That's kind of why I've heavily leaned into the competitive side of Star Citizen dogfighting.
Yeah,
that's what I find fun.
Yeah, I see that, or like going to the PU and then because they're 600. Some of the people haven't played in a while because they don't like the model. They were like, what, 200 people servers? These are big boy servers. Jump in there and be like, I'll give you 100K if you come and take Sparrow's bad boy to jail. And it's like, you might get fights if you play it right. And it's like, at least when, a lot of people will see like 4 you guys together in Arena Commander and like, damn, it's going to be hard to beat Shadow Moses. But in the PU, you never know until you roll up on somebody. So I like that part of it too, It's like,
Yeah, it's that unknown.
Yeah. And you said it already, but it's like, that's the cool stuff. It's like, dude, who's on you? It's like, got somebody named Thumb in your bum. It's like, it's too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we can just log out of a Arena Commander game. It's like the PU, you might be there with like, have people in your ship, or you might be trying to get your last thing for the mission, and it's like too late.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, so we answer a lot of these questions. People are gonna love this. This is a good episode for sure. And it's like, I got some questions that you would like, maybe new people would want to hear, or even, I mean, if anybody in general, just like in your time playing, you've seen the community evolve. That's a big one, because I want like people that may be new, or like even like you said, a lot of people come back and come and want to let them know that stuff does change and stuff, and it is easy, or easy to get in a group or whatever you want, and easy to have fun. And so I would like to ask, what makes flight meaningful for you? Like, I wouldn't have to say PvP necessarily, and this is kind of cool because you're a real pilot, but like just flying in a space game, what makes it meaningful? Yeah,
I never did flight sims growing up. I never was a big, flight game kind of a guy. I fly planes now, but it's so different from Star Citizen that like there's not really a whole lot of crossover. I just really fell in love with 6 Degree Freedom dogfighting, and I really enjoy like the improvement. Like I love the journey. I love getting my ass kicked. That's like I don't know. It's hard to describe because I mean it sounds stupid, but like some of the most fun that I have had in Star Citizen, like the best I have felt about my time in Star Citizen was training for this recent fighter flight. Fighting every day against Matt, Amogus, and Nyx. That's probably 1, 2, 3. The best pilots in the game. And fighting against them every day and getting my shit pushed in by those guys. Like that's exciting to me. Like I love feeling the improvement. I love seeing it. I sent you a clip of my very first PvP clip, like my first ever clip that I got in PvP.
For sure, it'll be on YouTube in this for sure.
And like right there, that was the moment where I kind of got that bug where like I won a 1v3 in the PU, and I was so hype about it because I put so much work in to try to get better, and now I'm seeing that improvement, and I don't know, it's addictive. It's like a drug. I can't get enough of it. I just want to keep getting better.
Right, exactly. It's like once you I mean, I knew like the different things you could do. It's like, but when once you kind of see that little glimpse, like the first kind of, some people are just booty at it right off the bat, and they're like, nah, I'm just gonna mine, and they just don't do it, right? So it's all good. It's all good. But like people that do, you could see that that's cool because when they're listening to this on YouTube, I think that'll probably be the first video that we'll start this video with like that, so we could see, and then by the end you'll see, and it's like all see that anybody, I mean, if you have the work or stuff, but I think that's really cool too. And it's like you could see in that one, like you said, you already had it, already knew, and then now you would spank like 10 of that Adam, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
20.
Yeah, this game is incredibly deep skill level wise. Like you have so much room to grow for skill level. But like I want to be very clear. Like Star Citizen is not a hard game to get good at. It's not difficult to be an above average or even like a recognizable figure in the PvP community for your skill. This was one of the easiest games to get good at I've ever played. It's that last little bit that becomes a real struggle. But like it is so enjoyable, and it's such a good time, and you meet some great people. You just like, it's so easy to have a blast getting good in this game. I wouldn't turn anybody away from it. I think anybody can learn and get good.
I agree 100. I don't think the training is like that helps like when you would go to school, it's the curriculum, it's the book, right? It's what you read, and then it's what you practice. So it's like, but that stops. I'm not saying it stops there. That is like the guidelines of it's like the guidelines of how much energy and like passion that you put into it to make it. That's why the skill can be so gapped in this game. It has nothing to do with the game. It's how much people put into what they love to do. You know what I mean? So it's like Shadow Moses has the best pilots in the game. So, and it's probably because when you go there, you might not be that good when you first go, but when you go there and you're around the best and you only fight the best, you become the best too, right? And it's like, I agree with you what you said 100%. It's like you stay in the elementary school beating up little sixth graders, and you're in high school or whatever, then you go there and get kicked on. It's not, so you're behind where you should be. So you always have to push it and then be with there. And it's just not so much the training, it's the I guess you would say just the fights, right? The pressure, the fights, the getting good with, just because if you don't, you'll just get evaporated.
Exactly. Yeah, and like iron sharpens iron, right? Look for the best pilots that you can find and try to train with them. They're going to make you better, and you always want to you want to be taken down a notch, right? You want to get ego checked. I've seen it so many times where people will think that they are just these incredible pilots. They think they're the top dogs, and then you fight them, and I'd probably just call them a Bob. It happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the pool you swim in, right? And if you're not swimming in the deep end, right, you're not swimming with the big fish.
Diving boards,
you don't
right?
really know.
Yeah.
You don't really know how good you are until you start swimming there. So
I agree. That's good that you said that to them so they know. It's like when you go to the pool and you look at the 6-foot diving board and the 20-foot one, people are doing it off the 20, even though you're like, nah, I'm just going to be good at the 6-foot one. It's like people that's there for a reason, so remember that.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's, I agree that, I think that's a really key, like that as like, nobody, you can never say about the top groups, like, Shadow Mode, you can never say about, certain groups that there's been, some of them aren't here no more, like, AVS has a lot of teamwork, but it's like, 2 Shadow Modes people just slay people, and it's because they were good already, but when they get in there, I think they get taught by the best people, and that's why they get so much better, right? I believe. I'm not saying that's the only reason. It's and then, like you said a while ago, how much you put into it, right?
Oh yeah, and look, like a good schizo Virgil paint session, or especially a good schizo Matt paint session, where they pull out MS Paint and draw what you should have been doing.
Oh, dude, boobs.
That goes. yeah. That does wonders, and it really helps having. Matt is probably the best pilot in the game. Having him there to teach you and show you what you should be doing is incredible.
Yeah, right, and it's like I agree 100%. And that's a good one too, or a good thing for people to know, especially if they're trying to get in or try to be as good as the people that they're listening to. 100% there. And then another one I think is like being able to, like when I was there, like fighting, because when I as a prospect we did fight or flight, so it's like when you're fighting, like when I was fighting like Dino and Drekkie, right? Those are really good pilots, right? So it's like and that was who I trained with Papa Freedom, recording it, taping it, and then being Freedom, he's the leader. So it's like he was Swayze, are you decoupled? I'm like, dude, you're like a mile away, right? And he's like, you're not even radar locked. I'm not EC, dude, right?
Yeah.
Chill out. But it's like, so doing that and having their commentary, and then being able to watch the video back and say, look, that's exactly where we went wrong, or that's exactly why you won, helps so much too, Yeah,
100%. And then over time, you learn to develop those analysis skills on your own, and
right.
That's when things really start to take off.
Yeah, different levels, huh? And certainly you get to a certain level, like you'll get to a level and then you're like, you'll see yourself doing it. I remember the first time when I made a mistake during a fight, and I knew it right when I did it. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? It was like, I knew. Now that's what your org mates and friends, they try to teach you so you can do that midway through, right?
100%.
Yeah, so it's, those are some really good, especially if people that are in some of the top groups are going to know, exactly know what we're talking about. If people hear this that aren't really like that, it's like going around just killing people is that's like calling a elephant fat. It's like there's a whole lot more that goes on than just calling names and stuff. It's like, you know how much work it takes to put into ruining your whole day with your whole C or whatever we would choose to take from you, right? And get you naked and take all your money and stuff. Like, it's not like we just like, that's hard work too. So it's all respectful. Everybody should think it's cool. But definitely, like, if you could tell people that work, like you said, work together, and if they interdict you, take your shields and board you, it might not even matter if you have a group with you or not. Some groups are just going hard right now, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it took a lot of work. I guarantee everyone in Shadow Moses, it's thousands of hours a person put into this. So
yeah, for sure. That's why the level's so high, not because it's like they're doing anything, or like not because they're pay to play. Because I tell you, the least ships that we kill mobs in is the ones that are supposed to be pay to play, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, Buccaneer, that's like 1 million in game, and you'll get clapped quick in your F7A if you don't know how to fly, right?
Yeah, don't even start about the F8.
Dude, I have one. I don't even fly it. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have one just sitting there, and it's like it's not like a sumo wrestler with a bunch of ninjas around him. You know, I'm just tumbling in the wind in that thing. Don't even do shit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be mean. Like the reason why we have it like that is because it was supposed to be like stomp everybody, and then you do it, and it doesn't even stomp. It's like self, right, or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. That's like pay to play or nothing like that. It's because of hard work. Because it's like you're gonna get messed up by a bunch of golems before you ever see a bunch of F7 or F7As or F8s, right? You don't care.
Yeah. It's not about the ship. It's about the time you put in.
For sure. So it can be learned. It can be done. And like Adam said, it's about you. That's the measure. It's like, well, maybe you judge when you look at somebody. It's like, why you're in a top because they put that much work in. Right, that's where you get when you do it. So it's like that's what I want people. That's what we talk about because you know some of the best people in the game.
Yep, that's all it is. It's time.
Yeah, so it's like when I'll still go because I don't have any training really now that because we don't have nobody playing. So it's like not if I learn stuff new, it's with like Lord Admiral Chad and FRD because they're still active. They have a lot of they're like a Bob org that's morphing into like a PvP org, right? But other than that, it's like I'll be like, Sparrow, you wanna give me some fights? Because it's like that. Other than that, it's like him and like maybe Chad that I know still really good. Other than that, it's rare that you find somebody that could stomp you so quick if you don't try and don't know what you're doing, So it's like that's who I've been. I'll do that stuff. But Sparrow can just like you can. They'll get in. What's that one little called X85 or something and stomp you out. So it's not the
85X. Yeah.
And then it's cool. Like so, when you guys do you guys have a ground team in Shadow Moses?
We do. Yeah. We've got an FPS team.
Like joint ops, huh? Right. It's like,
yeah. So and right now, like joint ops is pretty limited. We did a little bit of stuff at what was that? The place on Daymar just recently that
the path things or something like that.
Not on Daymar. It was in Hurston. There was some trading thing where people were duping cargo missions, and so there was a lot of activity over there. We did some stuff over there with some joint ops, but the game just is. It doesn't have a whole lot of things that really support the flight and ground at the same time right now. But yeah, we got an FPS division. We've got our support division that they specialize in capital ship combat and multi-crew combat. And yeah, dude, it's sweet when we get a group together and get the big fight. It's so fun. Such a great time.
Yeah, that's cool. Feet and feathers, I always say. Well, I like to say that because it's like two different things. Yeah. Joint ops, it's cool, and it's like if you have people that put a bunch of work and time into each one of those, it shines. It's cool to see, right? It's awesome.
100%.
So while we're kind of on that, what are some of the things you think the game has been doing well? And we'll keep it kind of like at first general like PvP. So like in this new flight model that people say, or and like with whatever's changed, like the little up patches they do, like as have it's been like what is some of the things that it's been doing really good?
Yeah, team fights are awesome. Look, like Master Mode's team fights are incredible. I will argue that with anybody who says otherwise. They're just phenomenal. I like everything from I think 2v2s all the way up to like 15v15s are just chef's kiss right now. I'm also I'm excited to see how engineering and everything is going to change some stuff around. I I think they do. The team's also been killing it with their new mission design and their new set design. Nyx looks incredible, like just visually, it looks incredible. And those new FPS missions, I forget what they're called.
For your gang, for the lady that we're trying to hunt.
The ones with the Van Duel at the end of them.
Oh yeah, those are bad.
That's in like the tunnels in the facility. ASD
for sure.
ASD missions.
Those are so tight.
I mean, the design is incredible, and they look like, I mean, a pretty badass, setting. I think that's super cool. Like, team's killing it there.
I agree on that. Yeah, it's not corny.
It makes me excited for what's coming in the future. It's like when I got into Star Citizen, like your FPS content was like doing the copy paste bunkers that were they're not the best level design, and they get really boring after you do one or two. Now we're getting like full length like raid missions almost. Really cool. Makes me really hopeful for the future of all that kind of content in Star Citizen.
Yeah, when you have to like look for a key card to open a door and everything works and stuff is so fire.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Because like FPS people, like that part of the org, they're the ones that took me into the thing. I went with them. If not, it's like there's a lot of stuff going in there. If you go in there by yourself, have no idea that there's about to be like worms and shit that's about to fuck you up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like, and then knowing where to, like, especially like I would follow them because they would do the mission at first, but then they would loot for the stuff, right? And like what you see, some of their dudes were like, all right, we go in the front of the mission there, all right, see you later, and they go to the back way or the second elevator, and then you never see those whatever, and they go and clear out everything and loot all the half, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you'd see how and it wasn't like you guys get tired of it, or not even. I mean, I'm not getting the best loot or whatever, but like you never know what the AI is going to do, so it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things obviously everybody that plays Star Citizen has some things that they're not happy about. We've all got that, but overall, I'm pretty excited and pretty positive about the future of the game. Seems like they're doing the right things, and they're pushing the things forwards that they need to push forwards. We're always going to complain about quality of life stuff. It's just the nature of the game that we play. We're going to have bugs. Yeah. We're going to have bugs. We're going to have, all kinds of stuff that we got to deal with. But I think they're really pushing it towards, more content to fight over, more things to fight over, and they're pushing for larger and more, I guess, grand fights. Which that's like Star Citizen will peak when we can have like 200v200 fights in the PU and don't have terrible performance. That's going to be when that day comes. It will come. When that day comes, Star Citizen will peak. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's like one day my children will live in that world. No, it's like I agree 100% for sure, right? And it's like it's not. That's the missions aren't corny, like the design. Even though like the worms would. I guess the worms, just the idea of that. I mean, even though if you've ever seen there's an old movie called like Tremors from like the 80s or 90s, and it's about worms. I loved it when I was a kid. So it's like I already fuck with that anyway. But what's corny is that Chris Roberts plays this game with the Xbox controller. Bam, that's corny. And number two is we are going to have that 200 versus 200 because we're headed for cross-play, right? Not cross-dressing, but cross-play. And if you think, I mean, one day the game's going to probably be good enough. Well, it's going to be probably played where his controller could, you could be boss with that, right? Like, You know what I mean? Maybe that's why the fight model gets a little bit. Well, I don't know about. It's like you said earlier, like this fight model and fighting as the fights there and as a group is not so much worse or better than the other one. It's a different way of fighting, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So it's like, I think that we will have those one day, and it would probably be between people on the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Do we need to crowdfund Chris Roberts some Verpals?
Dude, I make a joke that he probably like walked into the office one day and he was like, "All right, Yogi, get my controller. I'm about to show these dudes in Arena Commander who Daddy is, right?"
Yeah.
Yogi's like, "When's the last time you played?" He's like, "I don't know, like 4 years ago. Let me see my shit." And he got on there and he started playing it, and he got in there and he like shadow modes, dude. Somebody was in there and he was like, "Oh, busted his controller." And he's like, "Oh, okay, look here, that wasn't funny. You don't ever throw me out there to the wolves, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I never meant for this game to be so god dang fucking crazy like that. Who's this dude named Schwang or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
Dumb this shit down. I can't do tricords on my controller." And he goes, "I wear flip flops. I'm not doing pedals. Stupid." And he goes, "Take that shit out and make it where it's not so." He's like, "I never wanted the game to be like that, right? So make it where more people can come in and play, because people are going to be turned off when they go get stomped by that." And then he like threw the controller at Yogi, and he was like, "Oh, you ever do that to me again, I'll fucking have your balls." And then walked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, because I mean, I know that he wants his baby to blossom, but he would never think that if like him and DJ Butt and all them like jumped on together and then met Shadow Moses over like a path site and got in a fight, how bad he'd be like, "Oh, dude, I'm a Bob's. I can't even land," right? And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah. You know, we've there's been a couple of CIG guys that you'll see in Squadron Battle every once in a while.
So tight. What if it's Chris?
That's always that's a fun kill. It's really fun to thirst those guys. We'll just say that,
dude. And they don't even know how bad it could be. Like if they like Chris is like, "DJ Button, we're gonna do a 2v2 tournament next weekend against like Among Us and Knicks or and they're like, "All right, we got this." And then how bad, like 30-second match. You know what I mean? Like people will be showing up still when it's over.
Yeah, right.
You know, imagine if you created a game and you're like, he's all, "But give me my controller. I'm goddamn freelancer, dude. You know what I'm saying? I am the wing commander. I'm gonna show these dudes whose daddy is," and then he gets beat by like, Lone Wolf Bandit. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just he gets annoying when he can beat you, right? That's what
that like. I think that the best thing that could happen to Star Citizen would be one of the people in charge, I mean, I don't even know who it would be. Somebody that's up there making decisions actually tries to get good at Star Citizen.
Right.
That would, I think that'd be the best thing to happen to the game. Because there has been, we talk to devs all the time trying to figure out, help them, figure out their ship tunings and everything, and try to make the game have a little bit more parity between different choices, like what you're going to fly.
That's awesome.
And I think that recently we've had Montic from CIG. He's been doing all their flight tunings, their different ship tunings. He's done a phenomenal job. It's been really, really cool. But it's hard sometimes, because sometimes it feels like you're speaking a different language, because like you understand exactly what's wrong with these ships and exactly why these ships don't perform and how to fix them. And it's like it can be hard to convey that information properly in a way that they'll understand. So it's almost a language barrier, and it's just because of the time spent in the game, learning it and learning how the flight model works. But he's been doing an amazing job, so I can't say anything bad about him. He's been doing great.
That's what's up. Shout out to him. That's cool. That's because on that, it's like it is a language barrier, really. On the fact that I do think it would help if like you said, one of them got good, so because when you're at the level that you guys are in Shadow Moses and some of um, uh, exactly the minute little problem with the ship, and not so much looking at it as like a generally like a, they're making a flight model for the masses too, not just for this particular group, so they have to know when to balance. But I don't know if you'll ever know the lowest of lows or highest of highs until you see them, though, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I
100%.
I see where that could be. You're like, how do I get this to where you're gonna think it's the right, or where you see the problem as urgent, or whatever called, like as heavy as it needs to be, and not just like, oh, okay, I'll write it down and then no, right?
Yeah, we have really, really great parity between the light fighters right now. It's better than it's ever been. You can hop in an Arrow, you can hop in a Gladius, you can hop in a Sandtalk, you can hop, or a Car2, you can hop in any light fighter you want. I was flying a Mustang the other day and doing just fine. Like, the light fighter parity is really, really good right now, thanks to the tunings that Montic did, and figuring that stuff out. The problem really comes in when we start talking about heavy fighters, because all of their metrics say that heavy fighters are the best fighters in the game. All of their PvP performance metrics show like heavy fighters being really, really good, and it's a disconnect, because like I see a heavy fighter as being a joke. Like, that's hilarious. They all suck. They're terrible.
They're like the slowest one in the bar, right? About to get like a chair, right?
Yeah. It's the big 500-pound fatso at the bar tries to get into a bar fight and just gets danced around, right? It's the same thing. But there's a lot of people, and the vast majority of people, I hate to say it, but they're really bad at this game. Most people that play Star Citizen are really, really bad at Star Citizen. And they sit in front of the heavy fighter and they get melted by it. And so, like, we were just talking to him the other day about the Stinger, and about how the Stinger just is really, really bad. In my opinion, it is.
Is that the Vandal?
One of it. Yeah, it's the new Vandal, like, big heavy fighter. It's the heaviest of the heavy fighters. It looks beautiful. But if it's not the worst fighter in the game, it's the second worst fighter in the game.
Dang. The Aurora than that, dude, or what? That's bad.
I'd take an Aurora before I would take the Meteor. I might take the Meteor over the the Stinger.
That's bad.
But, like, on Montic's data, the Stinger has been performing really well in PvP. It's been getting more kills than most of the other ships out there. And that's just like I said, most people are really, really bad at this game.
And they're just getting melted by the guy that's trying to figure out how to fly it. He's always my second.
Well, and most of the people that are flying heavy fighters right now are guys that only fly heavy fighters and been flying heavy fighters for a long time. So they know how to fly them. Yeah, that's like
that's their stuff, huh? Like, they don't fly heavy fighters,
Yeah, 100%. You've got the guys out there that that's all they do is they fly heavy fighters. So we think his data is a little skewed. And the ship is actually really bad. But, again, like you said, dude, they're tuning for the masses, so.
For sure.
I don't know that we will see properly balanced heavy fighters. Just because if they are tuning for the masses, that's the tuning it has to have. The heavy fighters have to be pretty bad, because otherwise they would just be so unbelievably impossible to beat for beginners that... it would be the only choice.
Yeah, well, and like you said earlier, it was like getting melted is like if I see like an F8 in the PU and I'm in my Arrow, you want to talk about clapping some cheeks? I bet it makes them feel really bad, because that's like a $40 ship compared to their whatever 400, 500, whatever it is. and that's all. I mean, you can't run away. You can't do nothing with an arrow's just on you, accurate. And then if you have to, you can be an atmosphere, and I just bounce around at like 500. You don't even hit me. And that ship's supposed to be like, I don't know if it has much a flight problem really, because I mean, but it's just something has to be done about that too, because that's real bad. And I guess till now the only true heavy fighter would probably have been what the I was just thinking about it's not like the Vanguards aren't like a true. The only true heavy one I guess would be the F7 or the F8 up until like these recent ones, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the
Scorpius is not a true heavy fighter, right? Maybe like
I'd say the Guardians are a true heavy fighter type. It's and look, the whole problem with heavy fighters is that they can't push. That's all it is. They can't close distance. If they could close distance, it's fine that they lose the 1v1, right? You shouldn't be taking a 1v1 in a heavy fighter. You've got plenty of time to absorb damage and get effective on a different target, right? They're team fighting ships. But they can't close the distance, and that's the problem with them. You see it with the Scorp. The Scorp is incredible right now. The Scorp is one of the best ships in the game right now.
2 sabers on top of with guns.
Yeah, it is a really, really good ship. And the reason why is because it has enough hull HP and shields to just be able to ignore a third party, and it can push on whoever it wants and melt them.
Right.
And that's all heavy fighters need.
They need something like that. Yeah, like
my soapbox.
I agree. Because it's like if you don't have that, then like if you have an F8 and you're out there jumping into the PU and you're like trying to chase a bounty and he's an arrow, you probably should just leave that bounty alone, because the F8 or any heavy fighter is never meant to 1v1 like that, right? But like you said, a team, if we could get that right, like the push and stuff, that's what it's for. And I bet people will see what it was really meant to be, right? Like it tear stuff up.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really healthy balance for it. Like if the F8 could push better than the F7, if it had a little bit more forward Gs than the F7 has, it would immediately become one of the better team fighting ships. You give it, we'll say, 14 Gs boosted forwards. That's all you do. Immediately, that ship becomes very viable in a team fight.
That's the difference of like, that could even be the difference of like, if the arrow gets if you're fighting an arrow like that and you happen to land some and get the shield down, and then the arrow can't get out. You know what I mean? Because it's not just like, so like you said, so much different where the F8's basically sitting there, and if you really want to die by it, just go to him or whatever. But other than that, you could control where he's at because he has nothing.
Yeah. I mean, right now you can kind of just passively kite them, and you don't even really have to think about kiting them. You just kind of drift away from them, and you can be fighting somebody else, and they never end up becoming effective on you, getting effective damage on you. So, if they're able to close that gap and actually threaten you in that third party, all of a sudden that ship becomes really, really scary.
Yeah, or like, say if it's like four in a Gladius, if it's a light fighter fight going on, 4v4, like and then you have your F8s that roll up when they're supposed to, as they're supposed to, like a support fighter, right? And roll up at a certain time, it fucking match is over, right? You know what I mean? That's what you're saying. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean so in squadron battle it's tough. It's hard because like even right now, like, you're flying a heavy fighter and dying a lot in squadron battle, like that's kind of just a skill issue. Because nobody should really be shooting at you. They should all kind of just be ignoring you.
Yeah.
Because they
like
can't.
Jet and his Connie. It's like, dude, don't even. Yeah. I'm not even messing with you.
Yeah. But like unironically, right now, I mean, I'm willing to bet the strongest strat in squadron battle is running an 8 stack of Connies, running 8 Connies all together. It's like, what are you going to do against it?
Oh, jeez. Then people on the little parasite ones would be insane. That would be cool matches, right? Like,
yeah,
you have your well, you can do whatever you want. Each colony would be filled up, right, with somebody who can be a pilot, and that's what's up, dude.
But in the PU, it's just a meme because the fighters can do whatever they want, and they don't have a time limit. It's whatever.
If you let them kite, they have all day.
Yeah, the Connie ball it wouldn't work, but in squads, I bet it works right now. And so that's the thing with the other thing about heavy fighters, right? When Montek is saying that they're overperforming, it's like, yeah, they're overperforming when everybody's ignoring them and never tries to fight them because they don't need to. But when they start trying to fight them, then they start underperforming real fast.
They fighting vanguards or what? Try to fight some gladiuses or something. See if those charts are high like that, right?
Yeah.
But was he saying that he probably saying that it's used in team, like PU team fights? Is that what the test is, or you don't think so?
I don't know exactly where his metrics come from.
That would matter too, right?
Yeah. That would for sure matter. There's a lot of. It used to be more of a thing, right? Back in the day, you used to have the ship escalation. You'd kill somebody, they'd be flying around an arrow, you'd kill them, they'd come back in a Hornet, you'd kill them, they'd come back in an F8.
They're doing that now.
Again, they'd come back in a Connie. Right now, it's a little different because
it's like
right now it feels like you kill somebody in an arrow and they just come back in an Idris.
Yes, it's like short. It's like that. Then it's like a Gladius, and then was it the Drake ship Corsair, and then a Perseus or an Idris right off the bat. Yeah, Yeah, they just jump a bunch of steps and go right to the edge. Like I have no ship bigger than like the Zeus, right? That I'm gonna upgrade to, but it's like that's all I have to.
But that was always funny to me when I'd see it because you'd have guys going from like the Arrow and the Hornet to like some of them would be bringing out like Infernos. That'd be their next ship after
oh my god, I would be
Inferno.
I would be
like, do you think the Inferno gives you a better shot of winning this than the Hornet did?
Yeah, or he's like, just has size 7 cannons or something. I'm like, yeah, but you could just move out of the way of the cannons.
Yeah.
I love when they do that.
Yeah, it's funny. I miss that. Like, I miss that fighting goofy ships. Like, when whole orgs would show up all rocking goofy ships, that was always so fun. Nowadays, that whole org is rocking up in solo Idrises.
Right.
It's boring.
Yeah, for sure. Or like, like 3 of them, are 2 jumping in and fighting like a Perseus. It's like, geez, this is funny in atmosphere.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'll just, I don't think my arrow's going to do anything, so it's like I don't pick a fight with those guys. But, like, if they wanted to fight, I'm like, you lost me. I'm not bringing, like, the biggest thing I have fighter would be the F8, and it's like, I don't want to die in it. I'll let you fly it, and I'll fight you in something else, right, if you want to. That's the only way I would bring it out. Other than that, it's like, I don't think I ever go as big as an Idris, so if, like, you get butthurt and bring an Idris, I'm out, right? I'll just leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's, that's phenomenal game design is giving us a target to just shoot at forever, and they can't ever kill us, and we can't ever kill them. Like, that's great. Awesome. Super fun. Everybody loves that.
Right.
I'm a major Idris hater. The game has been worse ever since the cap ships came into the game. Just because look, I get a lot of people telling me, like, oh, you just want to be able to solo everything in your light fighter. That's not it at all. I want to be able to fly the Starlancer TAC. I want to have Starlancer TACs out there, gunning people down. I want the Paladin to be useful. But right now, the reality is your Paladin is useful until a solo Idris shows up, and then it just gets railgunned.
Straight up. It's like Inferno, it's a capital ship killer. Get real, right?
Yeah.
Go in orbit an Idris and see if you don't go to space heaven quick in that Inferno.
We talk about light fighters, invalidating other types of fighters, but the Idris really invalidates everything that's not an Idris, and it has made the game worse.
Well, I'll say this: it's like what I would be like. I don't like would be like when people try to use, like, if you're role playing and listen, if you're spending that much money on a ship and you're coming down to a place solo and then you just ram everybody or something or just whatever. It's like that's not how that shit was supposed to be used. But who's to judge? I'm saying is like, it won't always be that way, right? There's gonna be, they'll get theirs.
It'll get fixed. There will be changes. Specifically, I think it's going to mostly be economy changes, but engineering should help it a little bit. But yeah, it's current balance, right? Like an expedited interest costs you like, I don't even know, probably like 50K. It's like 50,000 UAC, and you get your interest back in like an hour, right? Like that's insane. That's ridiculous. Expedited, it should be at least a couple of days. It should probably be a week if you don't expedite it. It should cost quite a bit. Like, it should be a big deal losing an interest. And that's part of the problem with the game currently, right now, is we've got no risk. That's why, like, that's a big reason why, like, PvP has been struggling, is just because there's, like, what's to gain, what's the risk? Like there's just nothing right now. So I'd love to see some more risk in the game. I'd love to see some more things to fight over. We just don't really have anything to fight over right now in the PU.
Don't lose their armor anymore, so it's like that mattered a bunch.
Yeah, tier 0 item recovery has been terrible. That sucked.
The part I like a lot, and I think some people do, is when you kill somebody and you're able to take their clothes from them and stuff that they have on them, or just be realistic and take everything. But like when you put in the work and you kill somebody on the ground or something, and then you go to loot them and you can see their badass guns and all that, and they just sit there. That's probably a put off for some people, don't you think?
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see what they end up doing with it. I think item recovery is needed. I'm not one that's saying like it should always be full loot, because in order to have like rare and high quality items in the game, like they can't just be, oh, you kill some random Bob and you get it for free, right?
Yeah, that would be like almost theft, right? Kind of. If they bought it, right? If they bought it.
It can't be like that, because it's like then nobody would ever wear any of their
I agree.
Their cool high quality armor or whatever, right? So we need something, right? It's just tier 0 is just such a bad
have like something where you can buy back certain things with credits, or just like after a certain amount of time, like a day, whatever, you get like stuff that you purchased or something back, whatever it could be. It could work both ways. I know you're saying you have to give a little to get a little. Don't think that people should, even though, I mean, if this game is measured by how much effort you put into it and how much effort your team puts into it, then you could argue that if it's not picking on Bobs when you take their gear that they spent money on in the store, it's more like it's not like, I'm not saying picking just because they happen to be there, it's like you tracked them or nothing, but it's like they do deserve, like, you just showed up by some people that are good, they're a good team, they worked, they put in the time, you can't be mad when they take your stuff, right? But you don't want to make it where it like that skill gap right there is so bad that it could be taken advantage of, like, right at the start, and make people not like the game or something like that, right? But
I'm not saying that it should be impossible to take people's armor and stuff like that, but
not impossible. I'm not done forever, right?
Yeah, there needs to be some kind of system in place. I really hate the system that's in place right now. That tier 0 is just really bad.
It has to be something that gets us wet to go out there and do it. And even like like even putting the time, like we work hard, or we train or whatever, we work hard to get there. Let's not go waste our but definitely see for both ways. You want to. I mean, stuff that you would never wear it out of your hanger, which now I guess it's a better thing, like that we have the hangers that will keep anything, like your tables and stuff. Because before, if you even left it on the ground and logged as gone or whatever.
I
agree. Even though, like, I just go around now in the PU with the Vandal mask on and like it just creeping people out. It's like I would never wear that out.
Yeah.
If somebody could just take it off and I wouldn't have it back for a patch, especially how long sometimes they wait to give it back, right? But,
yeah, 100%.
so I agree with you. Like I bet most people will. Like there's a middle ground to that for sure.
Yeah, I think there is something out there that's going to be a cool solution. Tier 0 is not it.
Agreed. They'll eventually handle it for sure. And it's like making everybody happy. Never, right? But making it where everybody thinks it's fair, and it is fair. Fuck, yeah. That's fair, right?
Yeah,
that's fair enough to play and not get booty hurt about it. Could you imagine some of the what is it called, the complaints or the reports? I'm reporting you some of the reports about somebody coming down. They're at like a mining facility. The dude kills him with a golem laser, just say, and then gets out and takes his like rare suit that he got 10 years ago, right, and just boom, thank you, mister, and leaves. And you know how much he writes, probably like, I'll burn that dude's house down, telling, right? So it's like there's no telling what they would say, because they're that makes like serious bad, like probably hate when people like, I spent $20 for that and freaking Adam came and took my spacesuit from me and I don't get it back. They're like, I hate Adam. You know what I mean? Like, I mean it, kind of.
Listen, we get doxxed enough just for killing people in this video game. We don't need to.
That's like true hate. I want to get his address and kill him. It's like, it's crazy because it's like, and that is what you have to kind of understand about. There is a difference of a suit that you buy at Cousin Crow's and a suit that somebody spent $40 for a Civicon pack, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, because some we're all nerds, but some nerds are like, I'll draw the line at like, you won't. That's like taken from my wallet or whatever. I guess you if they think that, telling. I've seen some stuff that people say, right? And they're like, they that's real hate, right?
Yep.
Not like 100%. It's not a video game. Then it's like this full, it's like so crazy. And then like you said, like I haven't like a person that followed you around for 2 weeks. That's like against the law, maybe in some states. Do you understand? So it's like.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So it's like you can imagine about but I do believe I agree, and a lot of people with that. It is nice to have something, but like I don't want to start like real gang fights over some clothes, right? That's not like that big of a deal. But
yeah, 100%.
Maybe if the body just vanishes quick or something, it's like, oh, you got it? Nope. Well, fuck. 3-second body and it's gone or something. Who knows? But they'll fix it. There's not a lot. I mean. There's a lot of people doing ground now. Like, even if you go around with people, you go to one of those, what's it called, space station things. You have to go get the cards or whatever, and they'll be like
contested zones.
Yeah, Bob's rolling in just by themselves, and it's like,
The FPS has been getting more and more popular, and I think that they have cool content for FPS. They desperately need to fix the quality of life and the server desync surrounding FPS. It is really, really bad, and FPS is just not something that I'm interested in until they fix that.
Dude, I went with Sparrow one time. We went into one of the one with the radiation that you go down and shoots at your suit, and I had the whole suit of Antium or whatever, all black, right?
Yeah.
Full suit, and it's like, I kept dying, and we were like hiding behind, Sparrow's like all typing, and he's all, get behind the fucking wall, you idiot. I'm like, I'm behind, look, I'm dying. But it's like, I'd walk in there, and get behind the wall with him, we're shooting, we're all shooting stuff, the mission's awesome, right? Even the radiation's awesome. But I was just dying, and like, just dropping dead, and my radiation was full, and like, after the third time, I was like, "Oh, just go on without me, Birdman. Birdman, just go." I'm not gonna like sit here and have the whole mission of you coming back at me, when I thought I just got, I can take a little bit in that suit. Well, I come to find out, the suit was bugged, maybe because of the server, or because of something like that. Yeah. It's like that really, like I was like, I'm not gonna roll anymore if I'm getting clapped like that, like in PCs. That hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I saw a video yesterday of a guy who shot another guy. He got the red hit marker, the kill sound, everything. The guy's body falls around the corner, and then the same guy who he just killed immediately peeks right back around the corner and kills him. And it's like, that level of desync is just not acceptable in a FPS game. Like, that's
for the PvE,
that would tilt me so hard.
Yeah, for the PvE people, it's like when you don't have any contact with I think PvE should mean player versus everyone. Like these missions now, where you could roll up and do a mission for the NPC, but then have a chance to have a group there. That's a PvE, player versus everyone, right? That's what makes sense, kind of. But even when there's no players there, and you land at one of these things that nobody's there, and you're like, all right, nice. I don't have that, I'm like a Bob or whatever. I don't have that first initial. Some people just zoom off like it. They're gone. But so they go in there and it's just NPCs. You get down there and I've done this too, because sometimes I'll just try to run them just so I try to train a little bit to get better. At least for location in these sites, sometimes I'll get lost a little bit, right? When you stay with your team, you won't. But if I'm by myself, I'm like, where the fuck am I? But I've noticed that like you'll turn and you'll mow down 3 of the NPCs, and then you'll turn to shoot some more because they have them coming pretty hot. And then I've gotten shot by the NPCs that have, I guess, stood back up, right? It's like, if they don't drop their gun, they might not be dead, is the thing. You know what I'm saying? The gun's not on the ground. Yeah. So after I've turned and was like, oh shit, and shot them, and then went and looked, the guns were where they dropped the second time, not the first time. So that means they were not dead, even though I mowed them clearly down with multiple rounds from a heavy machine gun to their face, right? But then so I was like, that they have to do that too, the desync, even for people. Sorry, I'm plugging my mic, but even for people that aren't engaging in PvP, like I understand when like you're trying to fight it in a 2v2 tournament through Star Citizen in the game, right? You want to, and especially if you're fighting high level, you want everything to be quick, but it's like you need, if you're trying to make both people happy, you definitely need to take care of the desync enough that people aren't dying by zombies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not two different server bubbles, but that one that you're in, right? That's the same server bubble or whatever. It's not like you're bringing your Connie with like 6 of your org mates into my bubble, and that just it's like that. There's nobody there besides one, right? So.
And the flight desync has gotten so much better. Like, it is.
I agree on that.
There is very, very little noticeable desync in flight right now. It's a huge issue with FPS. So.
And in the PvE, it used to be really bad, huh? Like the desync once you like started like even 1v1s or even group fights. Was that right?
Yeah. I mean, we used to have really, really bad positional desync. You still see it every once in a while, but especially right after server meshing dropped, like the desync was really, really bad, especially in the PU, and just made fights not very fun. But they've worked those issues out. And I mean, for flight, the desync is better than it's ever been. It feels really good.
They're not perfect, but they have fixed stuff that they needed to.
100%.
So it's like DJ Button. It's like I agree on that. It's like some things and I'm too new to have like. I don't have any like grudges or anything like that, and I'm still open to, I can imagine playing for like 12 years and being like, if you had a certain vision and it's not made that, I can understand. But me, it's like I'm still open. But that matters a lot when we like train or we fight as a group, like in the Arena Commander, and then go into the PU, and the desync so bad that we might be losing. We're not doing nothing wrong. That's a put off,
Yeah.
But I do understand that this game there's nothing like it, and we have to have patience till they get it right? And and like other things, like you just said, they have gotten right, so they probably will do this one too. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Walking around in an Aegis with like 15 people, and I'm flying my Arrow or my Gladius into the Aegis, right? And I'm landing as somebody's moving a go-kart. And then this other dude's drinking a bottle of juice, and then I'll land and I'll pop my top. I can leave my ship running, but that's not what we do, right? Turn the engine off. jump out and then get on a turret if you need to, or even this. Look, go set my med bed so when this yanker that's flying it smacks an invisible or whatever, or somebody rams you or something, that you're, like not even that. Maybe if you like are using the light fighters, because I'm excited about like when we have light fighters in an Aegis, and when the two big boy ships are doing their little whale fight. I mean, there's enough people playing, like you said, those 200 people battles, that like in the sky that we are actually using the light fighters for what they're supposed to be, and that's fighting other light fighters in a bigger battle, right?
Yeah. I think that's one thing I've been saying for a long time, is that carrier gameplay is going to be so fucking cool in Star Citizen. Like, I can't wait.
That's where we both. That
sounds so sick. Like, I can't wait for carrier gameplay.
So true, because that's like where we are both happy. The big ship people and the little ship people. It's not the size, right? But that's what I'm saying. So it's like they're doing their job, they're fighting that stuff, right? And we're doing ours, right? And then everybody's happy. But it's like not like an arrow trying to fight an Idris because he's trying to ram you, right?
Yeah.
And then Mantis is really cool. I mean, right now you can end up getting caught up with the Mantis. They're doing good. I don't know if they've always been where they worked right or whatever, but recently I've been around where people were using them to not give anybody any choice if they wanted to get stopped and slapped up, right? Which is really cool.
Yeah. The snares were broken for quite a while after 4.0 dropped, but they're fixed now. Look, the Mantis is just one of the strongest ships in the game.
So
if you're a PvP org and you don't have at least one or two guys that are experienced with the Mantis and how to use the Mantis, you're doing things wrong.
Yeah, since you're so right, like since a lot of people aren't playing in Black Fleet, I'll go play with like 388 and like some other, like just a couple of them, right? And what I've noticed is if you don't like have a designated Mantis dude, right, like a straight up, like a guy that knows what to do in that thing, you're not competing right now, right? It's like I'll judge you on that if you don't have a Mantis dude, because somebody there definitely probably wants to, and then it's a job all on its own, right?
And in large PU fights, having control of nav, having control of when and who can use nav is so big. Like, that's such a huge factor in these fights, and it's so like, you need to be doing it. If you're not doing it, you need to get on it, because it's a real thing.
So true. It's like shutting the escape door in a fire. It's like you're not going anywhere. It's like, oh, I don't want to. Nope. And then interceptors, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't run, can't hide.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad, right? And now that you said that, because I've heard over, people like, oh, the Mantis, it wasn't good for anything back then. It's like, it is now, for sure.
Yeah, and I want to be very, very clear. I love interceptors. I don't love full interceptor comps. I don't love, like, if we're all running bucks, that gets pretty boring. The dynamics are really lame, in my opinion.
You have like one standard loadout between all, or like you guys mix it up?
No, like if you're running you're running mostly fighters, and then you're running a couple of interceptors with those fighters. I think that is really, really cool, and I think that's also the meta right now. But like I'll tell you, like, straight up, if you don't understand interceptor combat and how interceptor combat works, your org will die to interceptors. If you only understand interceptor combat and you don't understand fighter combat, you will die. Like, you'll die to fighters, or you'll die to that org when they swap into interceptors. You got to know both. You got to know everything. You have to understand how team fights and how team fights in Star Citizen work. Otherwise, you're just going to get waxed. And so I think it's really important to gain that, like, diversity of knowledge. Obviously, best ships to train in, best ships to get good in are light fighters. They always have been. They always will be. But if you don't understand what those interceptors want to do in order to kill you, then you're gonna die to them every time. and there's nothing you can do about it.
And you'll just be like, what were they doing there? Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know.
That is why interceptors feel so strong, is because nobody knows how to fight against them. After learning the interceptor, that's what I've realized. And the interceptors themselves are actually pretty counterable. They're pretty easily counterable. I mean, we're not talking about, the M50s and all that stuff, right? Now we have the Wolf in order to counter those, but those were uncounterable for a while. But like, dude, the Buccaneer is so counterable. You can very easily counter the Buck, but the problem is nobody really knows how to do it.
Yeah, it's like if I'm in squadron battles or like arena commander, it's like I see a Buccaneer trying to do its interceptor thing, and they're not like, they don't know exactly what it is, what they're doing, and the other people don't, and they're trying to third party. I will catch the Buccaneer in the third party and get it right if they don't know what they're doing, and it's like bam.
100%.
Then that's the first I'll go for, because I know if they do know, and that's what I'm saying. It could be if you don't know how to fly it, it will get stroked quick. But Buccaneer's 100%. Not super tough when it comes to taking shots at all.
No, yeah, I mean you're basically an arrow. You're a single size one shield, and a little bit bigger than an arrow, but not. That might
not move as good as an arrow. I mean, it's straight, but maybe not knife fight for sure. Not as good as an arrow. So it's like
even strafes and everything. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool dynamic, and I really like
true interceptor, huh?
I really like fighting as the interceptor in a fighter ball. Like, I like that dynamic because it's all on you to play really aggressive and make yourself worth it. Like, make it worth being in an interceptor. Because if you're not being aggressive and you're not being effective, you might as well be in a fighter, because then you're actually going to like help your team.
Yeah, right? You take away from them if you're not doing it right. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoy that. But yeah, the full interceptor comps are it's just boring. it's a boring way to fight. But hey, different strokes for different folks.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Whatever's clever like this, it's like can never hate on it or nothing. But it's like a Buccaneer's probably a true interceptor, right? Because that's what you have to do in it, or you're not being effective. So if you're flying a Buccaneer and you're like, I don't know for sure if I know exactly what an interceptor is supposed to be doing, you get out of it now and learn it. Or, I mean, you don't have to get out of it, just learn stuff in it, because it's like you can get messed up certain ways. And then if people know that you don't know, like you and your interceptor, you'll tell if they know what's up right off the bat.
It's not hard for a bad interceptor to survive and not die. It's not hard for them to do that. It is really hard for a bad interceptor to help their team and not throw. And that's where you see the difference. Like, hop into squadron battle, right? You want to tell if a Buck pilot is good or not, right? You don't look for the KD, right? KD is, I mean, interceptor pilots shouldn't be dying a whole lot. So, but that's not the biggest thing, right? Look at the score. Look at what they're doing to affect that match to help their team. If you're fighting against them, right, does it feel like you can't take duels because that Buck's going to come in and kill you, right? That's a good Buck pilot.
Right.
It's cool. It's interesting.
Yeah. That he scares you that he's there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You kind of, you want to be, you want to be in there, right? Be effective, right? But you also want to, always have that threat. That threat that you could be on them in a second and they'd be dead.
And like earlier we were talking about the merge. That's a big right there. It's like that's somebody that don't know what they're doing, and you don't have to worry about them. Once you know somebody could stick that and be right on you with what an interceptor or like a Bucky like that, it's like you can never not think about them, right?
Step by step of how to get good in Star Citizen. Step 1 is going to be learn the basics of a duel. Then you're going to learn to merge. Then you're going to learn to kite in a team fight. And then you're going to get really good at the duel. From there, it's just playing more. I'm telling you, the merge is so important, and it's what so many people struggle with. Like, it doesn't have to be such a struggle. The merge isn't that hard. Just focus on it and work on it for a little while.
Right. It could be as simple as like act like think you're gonna ram them, but just don't ram them when you get right to them. Yeah. But there's drills you could do. Like there's these drills that I did when I first started. That's like practices that going right up on somebody and stopping.
Yeah. Look, like I mean, great practice for merging. Obviously, squadron battle. Hop in squadron battle. Go play that. Just focus on the merges, right? Just try to merge as close to people as you can. Another thing you can do if you don't want to get blown up all the time, if you're newer to this, go hop in free fly and look for people that are dueling and merge on their duel. Don't shoot them, right? Don't third party a duel. That's a no-no. But go and merge on them like you're going to third party that duel, and just practice that over and over again until you're getting good, consistent merges. That's all it is. But it's such a big thing in this game. Merge gameplay is real. And most people suck at it.
Yeah, it's like maybe sometimes every time I go get in, before I do anything, I might jump in free flight for like just a little bit, just to get the muscles moving again. And I will, those little orbital stands, I'll just go right up to the trash can about 5 feet away, right, and then just work on just stop. That's how close people are trying to. So like when he's talking about a merge, he means like 5 feet away from whatever he wants anytime, even like where they're fighting and they're going away, whatever, and then just being able to be right on your dime. So important, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm in an arrow, a good merge is inside of 100 meters. An acceptable merge would be inside of like 200 meters. Anything past that, and it's not a good merge.
Not effective, right?
Yeah.
Because
you want to be able to see, their hairdo inside the cockpit. You merged in so close.
Yeah, you're like, look at it. Do you see how goofy you look before you? You want to be close where it's like where it's like like what I said. Sometimes when people hit each other, like when they're fighting and they do it, like sometimes it's a good thing because it's like. That's they're both their attention's there. It's not so much like, oh, are you ramming? It's not a bad thing really. It's like if it's at like a high level, that means you're both on, oops, right? But yes, for sure.
If you aren't accidentally colliding with your opponent, you're not fighting close enough.
Exactly. Yep. Like anything. Like if you are like warming up with your friend and you got to run like 10 fights and you guys don't hit each other maybe once on accident, just trying to fight. You got to go closer.
Yep.
Unless you're in the Herald, then you just cruise by and cruise on by, right? Because it's all pimped out, right? This has been good. Let's see. We usually do a thing where we give shout outs. So like at the end, you could shout out your org, your friends, just shout out anything. You can say anything you want really about the game, about anything. So
definitely shout out to all the Shadow Moses guys. It's a great group. A lot of really cool dudes. And of course, shout out my Iron Point guys. I was with them for like 2 years, so got a lot of good friends in there. Thanks for having me, man. It's been fun.
Anytime. Thanks for doing it. And it's like awesome guests, everything. And remember some of the things I'm telling. If anybody watches this and they're gonna remember he gave you some like the most important things to do. He told you really good information about like if you with all of what he really said, and then just find an org and then you'll be good, right? So it's like they should appreciate all that. Yeah. If
you're looking to get into PvP, just go find an org. Find a PvP org. There's some great ones out there. 388's awesome. Cinderborn's awesome. Mostly Harmless is awesome. Iron Point's got some great dudes in it. Like, there's some great orgs out there to go learn from. Go join. Go learn. And stay fighting. Don't be afraid to fight. And look, it doesn't take that long. You'll figure it out.
Oh, man, that's the truth. That's like preaching for sure, right? It's like I mean, nobody can say it any better than that. It's like, and you, Adam said before, he's like, he will take any fight. If you're into PU and you've seen this and you see him, he will fight you anytime you want. And he might tear your whole team up. Whoever knows, because like it shows on these guests I have over. You know, like some of these guests are really. You're gonna see it in this video that we're playing, his highlight videos and stuff. But there's no tricks or nothing, right? It's like it's just getting good, like you said. And I thank you for being on, and you come on anytime.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Yeah. You good? Anything? Shout outs. We're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, cool. And it's like every time I've seen you, you've been awesome. Even like in the PU, so it's like I don't want to hear this whole like PvPers are always buttholes or nothing like that. You know, like if not like they might not be like telling you a bunch of secrets or nothing, because some things might be with the org, but it's like never ever seen people be mean to somebody for. I mean, be serious about it for anything like that, right? If anybody tells anybody, just get good and like find a group of friends that you like in org, and have fun, and it's what it's all about, right? Like you said.
Yep. Don't accept the cope. Find a group that fights. That's the biggest thing. There's so many groups to join, but there's a lot of groups out there that join that are afraid to fight. Don't do that. Go join a group that fights.
That is like 102, because you'll agree, the training that you get to start getting good, that you need to learn to the training that they'll teach you to get there will only go so far, and after that it is fight experience, like in situations. Yep. Right, whether it's even for whatever it is, but just fights, and like there's no shame in losing. Like I didn't win a fight for when I was a prospect for like first like 6 months or something, right? And that's a good sign. You want to be, that's how bad it is, but it's like you can't give it up, but you can't take it personal at all.
Yeah,
you have to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Always be looking for people that are better than you, and let them destroy you. Like you gotta want them to destroy you. Every little bit gets you better. So
you fight like you don't care, because it's like right, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no big deal. And I would say maybe never turn down a fight. Go to fight and fight everybody, no matter what.
Go fight whoever, literally anybody.
Right, just so it keeps it fresh. I mean, like you said, like we were talking about earlier, certain things like the feedback from org members that are taping or watching it for your benefit, right? Not because they think that's all they want to do, because they're trying to help out their friends and stuff. Having that's. You need that to get to certain levels, right? And the comms thing, and like you said, you have to push yourself and not be scared to get beat in the video game, or you'll never go anywhere.
Absolutely.
And there's certain things that you must do probably to go, like you said, if you're in an org and none of them know about like how to try to fight a Buccaneer, or even know what the Buccaneer's doing. It's like you need to watch videos and stuff, because that's a big thing. And probably let's say that if you don't know a lot about ground, don't get down there right now, right? Because it's rough. Get annihilated. Yeah. And I appreciate.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own thing they love to do. Find what you love to do and do it. Mm-hmm. But just accept the game how it is.
Yeah, like you said earlier. Yeah, but it was funny. It's true. It's like you could notice a lot of players are like, they mine Savage, they run trade, and they do bounties in the PU, and sometimes they get fooled into thinking like they're the best at all of them, and it's like it's rare that you'll see one of these great pilots that are equally great miners and equally great like ground people. It takes a lot of work. And unless like you master one and then you move to a next one, it's not just like, you know what I'm saying? I guess rare it could, but that's how much work you probably have to put in. So it's like there's just people out there that are like crazy in each one, right?
100%.
Even though you want to be like where you get in the ground, you have to get in the ground. I don't know why like a pilot would, and if you're role playing or whatever. But if you did, you want to be able to at least like if you have to heal somebody, you want to be able to do that and get them up and both get out rather than fight or anything. So you always want to be aware, right?
Yeah, just know what you need to do and what you want to do, right? If you are in a situation where you have to take on multiple roles, that's fine. But if you want to get really good at dogfighting, take on that dogfighting role and work hard, practice it, get fights. Don't turn down fights because you're going to lose. Go take fights and just grind it, dude. Just put the time in. That's what everyone did. Everyone in SM, everyone in Shadow Moses, that's what they all did. They all just grinded and figured it out. So it'll happen, trust me.
Yeah, and it shows if you want to call 4 of them out and think that it doesn't show, just see it for yourself, but it does if you know them, right? Yeah, it's so awesome. I'm glad you're on. I'm glad you have your people are definitely gonna want to know this, and then some of the stuff in here is really good for people that might just need a little bit to get to you know what I mean. So it's I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon out there. You know that.
Yep, sounds good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right.